I'm Jana, and I want to know all about the sugar bush.
Well, I can help you out there.
Great! I heard syrup grows on trees. Is that true? I've never seen a syrup tree.
Well, not exactly, but trees produce sap, and that's what we need to make maple syrup.
So does syrup come from all kinds of trees or just special ones?
You can get sap from lots of different kinds of trees, but the most popular kind is the maple tree. In particular, the sugar maple.
Wow, that's really cool. Your sugar bush looks really, really big. You must have lots of trees here.
We do. We have over 2,000 maple trees here.
Whoa, that's a lot of trees. How long have you been making maple syrup? Like, since you were a little kid?
Well, not me. I've only been helping out at the sugar bush for about 10 years, but my partner Jesse has been making it since he's a little boy. And making maple syrup has been in his family for over 100 years.
Whoa, that's like forever. How do you tap sap? What does that mean anyways?
Well, you don't actually tap the sap, but you tap trees to get to the sap. So what you do is you drill a hole in the tree, and then you take this, which is called a spout, and you hammer it into the tree. So if you think you'd take the hammer and you'd go tap, 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 there's kind of where tapping came from. And then you would hang a bucket off of it, and then the sap would drip into the bucket.
Wow, that's really, really cool. Well, so you collect the sap with the little spout into a bucket? What kind of bucket?
Well, I have one here, and there's a couple different ways that we can collect the sap. This is a bucket, so you would actually hang the bucket like that off the spout, and then the sap would drip into it. And then another way is actually called a pipeline. And so what that looks like is you have this pipe, and you put this little spout into the tree, and it connects a bunch of trees together, and then all of the pipe runs down into a huge storage tank, so you can collect a whole lot of sap all at once.
Whoa, that's really cool. So, like, can you just get sap like any time of year or just certain times of year?
Well, actually, sap only runs for about 4 to 6 weeks out of the year. So what we need is really cold nights and then warmer days. And then that kind of creates a little burst of pressure that helps the sap to flow. So it's around March or April that we're usually really busy in the sugar bush.
That's why they call March Maple Madness.
Exactly.
So cool. Okay, so like, then what do you do with the sap to make it into syrup?
Well, you have to boil it over a really, really hot fire because sap is made out of something called maple sugar and then water. And so you gotta get the water out to make it into maple syrup. So you gotta boil it over a really hot fire.
Whoa, that's probably sounding kind of dangerous.
Yes, you definitely want to do that with an adult and have an adult around to help you.
Well, how much sap do you need to make syrup?
You need a lot of sap. The ratio is actually 40 to 1. So that would mean you would need 40 cups of sap to make 1 cup of maple syrup. So for instance, you would need 3.5 of these buckets to make 1 of these bottles of syrup.
Whoa, I had no idea. Oh, so, and then after you make the syrup, how do you get it all in those bottles?
Well, what we have to do is we have to reheat the syrup up, and then we run it through filters, and then we individually pour it into bottles and cans. And then we actually have a special machine that will seal the lids onto the cans.
That's a lot of work. I have one more question. Do you have pancake trees too?
I wish, wouldn't that be awesome? But I think you just have to make pancakes the old-fashioned way. But maybe you and I can make pancakes sometime together.
That would be great! Thanks, Rachel!
Thanks, Jana.